welcome to my channel. What we have here is another inexpensive Bowie knife. Bowie or Bowie? Doesn't matter to me, but around here in Texas they call it Bowie. There's a city north of Dallas and they always call it Bowie on TV and everything else. And if you live around there, they'll probably correct you if you start calling it Bowie. But anyways, this one here I've been messing around with and carrying for a couple of days and sharpening. Now, you see that? That's what they kind of call like carbide tear out or something. This was the original edge, and that came up during sharpening. That chunk just came out of it. Right along here, there it is. This rough spot, this is part of the original edge there, and I haven't got that completely out. But I was doing it on the work sharp last night, the belt sander one, and I was pulling it through, and I actually switched to the green grit, the harder grit, to start getting it out, and I noticed that it would get some of these. Now that might be the original edge was burnt when they did this, when they grind the edge on it. You know, it can generate a lot of heat. Or it might just be the metal itself. I mean, I think this is a made in Pakistan knife. But other than that, it's a great knife, man. It's got 3 brass pins here. I like the way they do the cross guard the old style way. Like this is curved back and this is curved forward. The curved forward part was if, in theory, if you're fighting with somebody, you could catch somebody's blade here. You know, like if it missed you, you could catch it and deflect it and then slash. You know, there was a whole school on fighting with Bowie knives. Was really popular back in the day because your pistol a lot of times was black powder and single shot, or if you had one, or cap and ball. You know, even then they took quite a while to reload. They were susceptible to moisture and everything. But as we know, a knife never runs out of ammo. You know, you may be able to break a knife. Now this one isn't as blade heavy as the Outlaw Bowie, but this one feels a little bit more practical. You're not lugging around all that extra weight. It's not as thin as the Charade. I'll bring both of these. I'll bring them some more Bowies out, but the Charade Bowie knife is a nice one, but it feels very light compared to this. Now, the steel might be better in the Charade. You never know. But from what I can tell of these are very good working knives, and even with those little cuts in it and the edges, you know, little nicks and stuff, this thing still slices like crazy now. So let me get the other Bowies out. So here's this one. Here's Charade. This one feels significantly lighter, but it's still got a good blade shape to it and everything. And of course it just has a straight cross guard. And we got the Outlaw Bowie here. Now, it has a different bend on its cross guard. It's got a forward and a finger choil up here, and then a front one. So it's just a different way of doing it. But yeah, I love this thing, man. It's huge. It's heavy. It's not super heavy. And with this finger choil up here, you can get quite a bit of little control over there. That one feels more like, almost like an axe in weight compared to these other ones. These feel more like a knife. I think this one has the best balance of overall of everything, you know. Ow! I banged my elbow, and it wasn't the funny bone. It's not funny. I'm not laughing. Anyways, yeah, it's just a great knife. Let's get our accurate measurements out here and find out Yeah, you got a 10-inch blade. Sorry. I'm getting used to this camera setup in here. I'm not used to this being over here and finding the right angle. So yeah, you got a 10-inch blade on there, and it comes some okay sharp, but you're going to be better off touching up even with a file or something, or a stone, because there are usually some rough spots in there. And that's just all how picky you are on your blades. I get carried away with, sometimes, you know, I'm sharpening a blade and I'm looking at it and I'm looking at it really close, and I'm seeing that the apex is just not quite making it right here, you know, and I'll spend a lot of time on that, when in reality it was probably all right the way it was. So yeah, this is the heavyweight winner as far as the Bowies go. See, I even said bow. Or did I say Bowie? See, I get mixed up. Boo. It's it's like you're gonna scare somebody. Boo. Anyway, well, we all get mixed up on semantics, and we know what we're talking about. We're talking about this kind of knife, the classic shape. This one feels pretty maneuverable. If I was just gonna like carry one around and all the time and just generally use it, this is not bad. But this guy feels a little more substantial. Again, you know, it all is in what you like. Also, as far as like the lock stuff and everything goes on, um, another person, a Rusty, would be interested in seeing them occasionally. So what I'll do is I'll do regular videos, and then if it's short enough, usually I run my mouth too long, and the video lasts too long. But if it's short enough, and we need some filler material or something in there, I'll throw in a little bit of something on, you know, picking a lock or something, because it's if I sound kind of annoyed about it, it's kind of like, you know, just when I think I got out of the day, pull me back in. Um, because when I didn't leave Locksport on the best of terms, I was kind of upset, you know, with a particular member in the community, and comments from people. It just soured me pretty badly to the whole thing, enough for me to start this channel. So now I'm not susceptible to that. I kind of like learned from the other channel what not to fall for and what not to get upset about. But there you go. It's kind of a long-winded way of getting around to saying I will add some content at the end of the videos. That way, if you're not into it, you can just click off. You don't have to watch it, you know. And if you are interested, well then, maybe you'll learn something, you know. I mean, not that I'm a super great teacher on all of this stuff, but if I know something, I'm not going to keep that information secret so that I have more power or whatever, you know. I mean, if I can teach somebody something, I've always been in the feeling of knowledge is power, and I don't need all the power. I don't have all the knowledge, you know. So anyway, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that, and I will be putting up more content in. Thank you, Toby and family, for sending me this great knife. And the leather sheath is, it's okay. Believe me, it's better than having no sheath at all. Ask my foot. Ask my foot. Because I had a sheath on that other one, but because it's kind of like a rocking chair footstool, when I put my left foot up and my right foot was down, that big 14-inch old hickory butcher knife came down and slid out of the sheath about that far and landed on my toe, on the side of my toe, and cut it. Not real super deep, but just enough to kind of, ironically, you know, in that video, that video that I had made right before, while I was editing the video, I actually did this. Because I said in the video, oh, I've been pretty lucky. I've dodged a couple. I have, you know. I mean, I dodged a couple of knives falling from this table down to the ground, and I've got bare feet, you know. Like, woo! I dodged that 2 times. Third time, it got me. So anyway, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Have plenty of Band-Aids and super glue around. I didn't need super glue this time. It wasn't that bad. Plenty of Band-Aids and super glue around if you're handling knives. And you may be handling knives when you're not even aware of it, like putting your foot up on a stool. Yeah, I know. It was a stupid thing to do, and I paid for it. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.